Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Jesus. Hey. Hey. So guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are talking about Dr. Elizabeth and Olori Mariam today. Because according to the information, they said the two of them, they scatter palace with their wahala, with their troubles. And this is happening because if you're just joining, you're welcome. From what we heard, they said there's this occasion that Mariam is supposed to attend in Bayelsa. Some people said it's Jonathan's mother's burial, or maybe something of that nature. They said it's a burial of a politician. And the king wanted Dr. Elizabeth to go and represent him there. But it was earlier scheduled that Mariam will be the one to go for that. Then will come out from that place. So, but they said they changed, they switched Dr. Elizabeth to go and do that. Normally, for what we heard, they said only wanted Queen Naomi to go for that event. But because Queen Naomi was not prepared, Queen Naomi now told the king that he should tell Dr. Elizabeth, allegedly, to go for it. But they said at the initial time, because they said every first month of each year, they will schedule almost half of the program for the year. So, and normally, Mariam was the person that is supposed to go for a particular event. But because of the way things are going, the king is no more comfortable with Mariam and Ronke representing him in certain occasions. That is why he decided that since Queen Naomi said he will not be having chance to do that, it will be better that Dr. Elizabeth go and represent him. But Mariam was not taking it. They said, Mariam said, no, that she's not going to keep quiet and allow these people to push her by the side because of the fact that they don't love her again and all of that. Because she know already that she's the one that will go for that program. But because the king have decided that someone else will have to go, that is not Mariam, and it becomes a serious problem for Mariam and Dr. Elizabeth. And that is why a lot of people are saying that this is exactly what Mariam planned to happen to Queen Naomi that is happening to her. You know, she was fighting Queen Naomi and ended up fighting herself. So, let me take you to the memory lane if you don't, or maybe if you have not been following this gist. Yes, before Ooni of Ife married, or before Dr. Elizabeth enters the palace, and a lot of people thought that she is the last wife. From what we heard alleged, they said she is the second wife of the king. I mean Dr. Elizabeth. After the king married Mariam, she went and paid Dr. Elizabeth's bride price. So normally she's supposed to be the second wife. But something happened. She was kind of changing her mind towards the kind of marriage that Ooni was giving to those women then, or the one that he gave to Mariam. Yes, he said that if the king will marry her, that the king is her first husband, that the marriage is going to be a proper marriage. There will be photo shoot, there will be a celebration, there will be everything that happens in marriage celebration. And I don't know what changed then. They said the king kind of, Dr. Elizabeth decided that she might not continue with the marriage. But then the king had paid her bride price. And when Ooni married all of these women, then Dr. Elizabeth have not entered the palace. He was like, he didn't get the satisfaction that he wanted before marrying them. Maybe initially he thought that if he married all of them, he will forget about Queen Naomi and everything that has to do with her. But it was unfortunate that after marrying all of them, he is still interested and madly in love with Queen Naomi. And that was when he started going for Queen Naomi, coupled with the fact that his father, Ooni of Ife's father, was trying everything within his power to ensure that Queen Naomi returns back to the palace with Prince Tadenikawo. And then it was like kind of trying to mature, because if you remember, a lot of people begged Queen Naomi then to return back, including this Reverend Funke, Esther Ajayi, Deji of Akure, and so many of them. And then we heard that she was preparing to return back to the palace. When Mariam noticed that Queen Naomi is about to come back, and if Queen Naomi comes back, that Yeyoluwa post that she was parading herself as will no longer hold. That was when they said Mariam went to Dr. Elizabeth. They said it was Mariam who went to Dr. Elizabeth and started begging her to please reconsider the king and come back and get married to the king and return to the palace. And her main aim of doing that was such that Queen Naomi will not return back, because then they said Queen Naomi had made it clear that if the king should try marrying another person, that she's never going to return back. And when Mariam, I don't know if Mariam hears about it as much, she went and begged. They said she was the one who was always going to Dr. Elizabeth, begging her to come back to the palace, to come, as in to agree to marry the king and return back to the palace, you know. And maybe, will I say, sometimes God works in a mysterious way. Before Mariam started this quest of going to get Dr. Elizabeth back to the palace, so they said, Ashley, Temitope, Tobi, they have had a meeting with the king, that the king will stop marrying all of these women, so that at least the Ebola will reach all of them now. You know, saying one person. So at least the king will be able to, you know, look their way, attend to them at some point. Although he cannot fulfill all of that, but so all of them have concluded that the king will not marry any other wife, so that at least there won't be too many, and the king will have their time. They have concluded on that. But Mariam, in a bid to fight Queen Naomi, to ensure that Queen Naomi did not return back, she started begging Elizabeth to return back to the palace. You know, if you recall, that day that Dr. Elizabeth enters the palace for the first time, Ashley was in the palace, but the moment Ashley hears that Dr. Elizabeth was coming, she left and went back to UK. She wasn't present in that marriage ceremony with between Ooni of Ife and Dr. Elizabeth. The reason is because they did not tell her. Thank you so much for the like. They did not tell her about it. None of them told Ashley that, look, go see what the king is planning to do and all of that. The only thing that she hears when she was doing her sacrificial stuff in the palace was that they were expecting a visitor. And when she hears that that visitor is another wife, she was so mad, because she thought they have agreed that the king will marry no more wives. You know, then that was why she left in anger. Temitope was there. This Ronke, they were all there, you know, dancing, because Ronke and the Mariam, they have the same mission in the palace, which is to ensure that Queen Naomi did not return back to the palace. So they were happy, thinking that Dr. Elizabeth is coming to favor them, that Dr. Elizabeth will be their paddy when Dr. Elizabeth enters, that she is going to be answerable to them, will be loyal to Mariam for going to beg her to reconsider the king. But it becomes unfortunate for her that the same Dr. Elizabeth enters the palace and decided to support Ooni of Ife to go for Queen Naomi. Something that Mariam was trying to use her to stop. She came and made it her priority to ensure that Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi reunite. Can you imagine that? That is to tell you that God works in a mysterious way. And I bet you, at the end of this whole story, they might end up being only Queen Naomi and Dr. Elizabeth in that marriage. Because this idea of the king switching Mariam, switching Dr. Elizabeth to go and represent him in a very big occasion like that, it simply means that he is getting tired of Mariam. Yes, because normally, since Queen Naomi is not there, Mariam is the most senior wife. So it is expected that she will be the one to go and represent the king. But because the king is getting tired of them due to their attitude, they don't give him peace of mind from what we are hearing. I want to remind you that all of these gist, they are all alleged information, okay? Please give this video a thumbs up. Please, please, okay? And subscribe to my channel if you are yet to subscribe. So because he doesn't give the man, the king, peace of mind, he is getting tired of them in that palace. And that is why we heard that he is going for traditional separation between him and Ronke. Although we don't know how true it is, but with the things we are hearing about these people in the palace, one will believe that all of this, that they are true. Although I don't know, like I will always tell you, we don't live in the palace, they are all alleged. So it is obvious that the king is maybe gradually, he will be shifting everything. Although now is in hands of Dr. Elizabeth. We heard that Dr. Elizabeth is the only one scheduling everything and putting wives where to go and represent the king and where not to go. So the fact remains that the king is getting tired of Dr. Mariam, as well as Ronke, even Ashley too. If you notice, you find out that Ashley too, she's getting tired. She is receiving it hot, and that is why you will always hear that she went and begged this person to come and speak to Queen Naomi on her behalf. Because all the love and affection that Ooni used to give to her is no longer there. Before now, you notice that whenever Ashley returns back to Nigeria, because we do know that she's based in UK, the king will flex her around, take her and all of that. But can you imagine, on that particular Valentine's Day, the king rejected her invitation and went to spend it with Queen Naomi. That is because he have gone back to where his heart lies, his happiness lies, his love lies, which is with Queen Naomi. So as it is now, I don't know what Mariam is going to do. But one thing we do know is that she's not going to fold her arms. Rather, she'll be dishing out basgos, woto every now and then. Since she may not be getting the love, the respect that she used to get. You can imagine, Dr. Elizabeth, that is seen as the last wife, is the one putting Mariam where to go and represent. Because from what we heard, they said when they took away that occasion from her, when they removed her name from that, they fixed her name to go and represent the king in one of the NGO meeting around Akure. And we do know that Mariam don't like things like that. She doesn't like to go where she will not benefit something, where she will not meet with people who will give her contract, who will, you know, link her and all of that. That one, go away from there. So they said she was sent to go and go for that NGO stuff. So guys, when I hear this, I said, wow, this life no balance, this life no balance. And if these people refuse to stop fighting Queen Naomi, they are going to buy themselves, whether they like it or not. Right now, they say she is fighting Dr. Elizabeth, saying that it is never going to happen, that she can never allow Dr. Elizabeth to go for that occasion, that should be over her dead body. That means she's about to die, because whether she likes it or not, as long as the king have decided that Dr. Elizabeth is the one that will go and represent him there is nothing Mariam or anyone can do about it, unless Dr. Elizabeth decide not to go. Because we heard that one is always afraid of flying, you know, going with a jet or maybe flying. So maybe if she decide that but we heard that she have accepted to go. So that is why Mariam is boiling, making noise and all of. So guys, I don't know what you think about it. Let this video not be too long. Let's talk about another thing. Annie Bold, I don't know, maybe you should go to where they're talking about the economy, because we don't talk about economy here, okay? There are different channels for different topics. In this topic, in this channel, sorry, we talk about Ooni of Ife and the things that happens in the palace. So if you really want to know what is happening in Nigeria's economy today, there are channels and TV stations where they talk about that, not here. Okay, thanks for coming anyway. My God will bless you. Bye. So guys, let's talk on another topic so that this video will not be too long. Please help me share the video and give the video a thumbs up. Okay, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Annie, please subscribe. Okay, bye. Love you guys.